Good afternoon, welcome back to Virtual Pool 4 Online. We're back for yet another match in the World Series of Pool 9 Ball Tournament. And this is a round 4 match on the winner's side. It's between Bedhead from Sweden and Spectredawn from England. Race to 18 and they'll lag for break. It's alternate break and there are no jump cues. Now there's a little bit of catching up to do, not an awful lot, but we had a good match yesterday. If you missed it, it's on my YouTube channel. The match between Mooncake and Cobra. Pretty good standard all the way, and Mooncake put up a good fight. Not Mooncake. Was it Mooncake? I've totally forgotten already. My memory's getting so bad. Cheeky Chico it was. And we had technical problems for Chico. He had a power outage. We had to finish the match in a normal match room. So Cobra was already advanced anyway, so nothing needs to be changed in the bracket. But Cobra won out 18 racks to 14. And it could have been oh so different in the end, but that miss with ball in hand and a combo in the 9. That was the end of Cheeky Chico. The match between Hazard and Bankster was always going to be a forfeit. Hazard, I believe, still in Spain, so Bankster has gone through. Hazard moves through to the one loss side, and on the one loss side we have a match that is scheduled. It should be up at the top of the bracket if I remember right, and it's between Shibo and Semi Pro. That'll be a race to 15, and that is in a couple of days time. In fact, what's today's date? The 9th, yes. Couple of days time at 6 PM, so I'll be there for that one. And I think that is about it as far as updates go on the bracket. So we're just waiting on the clock ticking round to the top of the hour. We've got about a minute and a half left. So this could be a very close match. Two very evenly matched players. And of course we all know the factors that can come into play. How's your luck in the break? And who's going to make the least mistakes? And who's going to get the bad breaks? Who's going to get the bad luck or the good luck? That's how it's a bit of a lottery. You don't know, but again I'm expecting a good standard from these two. Top of the range players, contenders for the tournament. And as we go deeper into the tournament, the standard will be going up all the time anyway. Good afternoon. You're the first one in the door. Nobody else has showed up so far, but no doubt people may well drop in as the match goes on. This is the only match tonight or this afternoon. There's nothing else on the bracket, and we're just biding our time until that room goes up. We shouldn't need to change the cloth colour. It should still be at blue, I think. Well, it's let's have a look. Probably about 30 seconds away from the room going up. Both players are here, but none of them have been practicing, or they've done their practicing. Bedhead has been in away mode since I've been here. Spectredawn's all set. Good afternoon to Bill. Right, the room is up. We'll get ourselves right in there straight away. Check my little doodle. It's working. So we'll just wait on the players arriving. Bedhead in, Spectredawn in. The lag for the break. Well, the last 3 matches I've watched have all had a dry break on the first rack. Well, that was a very, very close lag. That was a quick result. But Bedhead has won it. And this is not a dry break. I think a couple of balls in a break there. 6 and 7 gone. And he can't get to the potting angle of that one. Well, he needs to get this right, because if this is left on, and that's a good shot. If it was left on, all the balls are there. So immediately Bedhead has the upper hand with the safety. And he has won the opportunity to take this first rack. Little stun down. Well, a little draw to the rail, but it still gets there anyway. But he wants to be pretty good on this 8 ball off that 5. And I think he's gone straight. No, he's okay. He's got a slight angle. Now he can either stun firm onto the rail and just come straight back out, or he can go forward and around. He's gone forward and around, and he's gone too far, and that now makes it more awkward with this shot. Is he going to just drop this in? And that's why he's missed it. But he's got the second prize. He was always going to drop over behind the 9. Good afternoon to Potman. And it just shows you how easy it is just to get out of line. That's a good safety from Spectredawn. Bedhead looked odds on certainty to run the rack there, and it was always going to be about how good he could get on that 8 ball. And that was what prevented him running out. And Bedhead this time is going to see it through. Nice little cut in the 8. And that's him won the rack on his break. So it now goes to Spectredawn. Good afternoon to Semi-Pro. Well, this is well, I was going to say it's an opportunity. It's not now. The 5 and 8 are 5 and 7 are locked up. The 3 is set for a half chance on the 6 ball. Yeah, Semi's got a match in a couple of days' time against Shiba on the 1 loss side. Now this needs to just clip past the 6, and that's worked out nice. But of course, he's not going to get very far with this set up here where the 5 ball is. Now, I wonder. See, that 5 may well rattle in the jaws if you were to knock another ball onto it. He's not going to be doing that, but he's certainly going to be hard pushed unless he's got a decent enough angle to draw and get some movement. And that's unlucky, but he should be able to kick that in though. He just needs to make, he's fine, even if he goes to the short rail, he should brush that in no problem. So we're looking like we're going to have an immediate break here by Bedhead to take an early 2-0 lead. Now once again, he doesn't want to be straight on this 8 ball. He needs just, if he just goes to the rail with a 7 ball, if he just drops to the side rail there, now that, let's have a wee look, that's fine. That's a nice enough angle. He can either take it long into this corner where we are, or he can take it into the middle, whatever he prefers. So in the end, Spectredawn's dry break cost him there. Break goes back to Bedhead. 6 balls going in. He's going to have a shot in the 1, and everything is on for a 3-0 lead here. And a very good start for Bedhead if he can take this out. Now the problem ball, there's always a problem ball somewhere along the line, and the problem ball's the 5 ball because it's extremely tight past that 8, and so it's not really the ball to be playing on from that side. Now he's also got another problem. He's the wrong side of the 4. He's had a look at the 5, but that is tight. I mean, if you were in a good line on it, you could cheat it into the pocket past the 8 ball. But from this angle here in the 4, he may have no other option. And then the other problem is that if he lets the cue ball run around the corner, he can run into that 9 ball. He wants to try and get as close as he can to the 5 so he can actually play a decent safety if he needs to. But this line here he has is really tight on that 5. And if he's going to play it pocket weight, he could leave it hanging anyway. Yeah, he's done the sensible thing. That's always a good shot because he's got it tight there. Hasn't closed down the angle. If he was right on the 8 ball, he would have closed that angle down from the short rail there. But he's going to get a second go. Now, again, there's a problem. That 5 ball is fine, but the 9 ball's in the way. So he's going to have to take evasive action here just to avoid running forward into the 9 and try and miss it. Now, how's he finishing? Well, it's better than nothing. This is the one that's going to clinch it. If he can get the 7 ball in, he should be home and dry. Well, loads of ways you can go with this. You can go forward and fire it around the angles. You can draw it, deep draw. See, that's that stunny draw. It's not digging it. It's not digging it deep. It's using the weight of shot to get the action. But it's a good start for Bedhead. Couldn't have asked for anything better. 3-0. Spectredawn's not put a foot wrong. He's just not had a chance yet. So he's got to be on his toes when he does get a chance. And that 4 ball's going in. And this, let's have a quick look at this one. Well, the one ball goes. Again, the wrong side of the one ball to get anywhere near good in the two without having to work the cue ball. He stunned it and drawn it back across. That was excellent. So Spectredawn, is he up to the task? Pressure's on immediately here. He knows he has to run out, trailing 3-1. He cannot afford an unforced error, even at this stage in the match. Has to let Bedhead know that given the chance he will take them out. And there's no reason why he shouldn't. He's only going to run into trouble. And that might be it there, because that is not a healthy position to be in the 5. Good afternoon to Chico. Well, this is a tester. Bit of pressure on it. This is not nice. But again, it's a good shot. And it's another recovery shot he needs here, because again, it's in between pockets here. He looks as if he's running into the middle, and that's a mistake. It's the same old story. Once you start going out of line on one shot, you then lose that shape and you're struggling. You've got to start digging out pressure pots. And Spectredawn, well, he's done what he didn't want to do. He's given Bedhead even more encouragement at this stage in the match. And this needs a good shot as well. Looks so easy with the 8 ball sitting there and the 7 ball up there, but it needs good control with the cue ball. You see, he's run into the 8 and that's caused an issue. So now, Bedhead, is he just going to try and drop this into the middle? It's very tight. Got to get the cue ball out, and that's well played. Absolutely perfect. And this now is already at the stage, so early in the match, where Spectredawn can't do anything without the assistance of Bedhead. And Bedhead breaking off in rack number 5. 2 ball has gone, 7 ball has gone. And looking to keep it tight. Now once again, there's plenty of room to jump over that 8 ball. But nobody so far in the matches I've seen have even attempted a jump shot. And this has to be played at a certain pace to let the spin work. If you hit this too hard, it won't work. And that's perfect. And he may even pot it. But once again, does he go all out for the pot? Because it's so difficult to get good in the 4 ball where it's hiding behind the 6. Or does he look to keep this tight? Spectredawn is generally very attacking. And of course that was doomed to failure. He's got himself in more bother. Needs to try and kick this one in as well. And once again he's pulled it off. Well, that's 2 good shots to keep himself alive in this rack. And it might prove to be a very important rack if he takes it out. I never seen it. Or I don't remember it. Well, this is a good rack for Spectredawn to dig out because he had to work hard for it. He had to work hard for it, and he didn't blink. Stuck to the task and the job in hand and dug out 2 cracking shots to recover. And he's on the board. And he's also got a ball in the break and the bonus of a shot in the 1. But there is an issue at the bottom of the table here, if only because the 4 and 5 ball are up the table. The 5 ball nailed to the top rail, the short rail in the top. Look where the 6 is though. That's going to be a big positional shot to get anywhere near this 6 ball. The 8 ball's causing problems. It's tight. So this is going to be decided. In fact, where he's finished in the 4 ball's not very great either. I don't remember. Oh dear, well he was trying his best to at least leave himself a sight on the 5. Well, I mean, I think you did everything pretty much right for most of the match, except the major failure of not taking your time on that ball in hand combo in the 9. Because that 9 ball was just beyond the halfway line on that middle pocket. And you took it too quick, and that was it. You were doomed. After that, it all went right downhill. But it was a good match, and this is measuring up to be something pretty similar. But it's all going to hinge on the 6 ball. And that's a good safety by Spectredawn, because you've got your opponent over the 7 ball at distance, trying to get a feather edge on the 4. He might just roll up to this stone dead. I mean, he's going to bring the 5 into play if he hits it any harder. He might just roll it dead weight to the 4. That'd be as good a safety as anything. Well, he's trying to play the combo, he's got it. But as we know, that's not going to decide the rack. But he's got, well, not an easy shot in this 4 to actually even give himself a sight on this 6 ball. This is not easy at all, this. He might just run across the left hand side and then try and get cover behind the 9 and 7 here. That would be the sensible shot. But it looks as if he's going all out, and that's why you make mistakes like that. And now that gives Spectredawn control, and Spectredawn could have Bedhead in trouble. I think Bedhead should have took his medicine there, potted the 4, just come over to the left hand side of the table so he could see the 6. But he's going all out to get some sort of position on it. And it's, as I said, it's now Spectredawn in charge. And the 6 ball, well, it's improved very slightly, but not really great. But Bedhead now is the one who has to find a hit on the 4. And he'll take that, but he's going to be in trouble here. Now, you know what I talk about length here. You want the spin in the cue ball and tuck that 4 ball towards the 9, 7 and 6 and get that cue ball right up the table. If this doesn't get into the kitchen, it's not a great shot. See, it's not, simply because it's easy for Bedhead to hit. The line that's taken, if that finished up there, then it would have been probably a far better shot at that distance. This is easy to hit. In fact, that 9 ball, have a look at the 9 while it's not going. Just got to check what options are there. He's now got to just hope he hits this sort of half ball on the right side. And that was a bit too thick. And of course now, how does Spectredawn, is he going to leave the bank on this 6? No, he's trying to get down there. And he's overhit it. Now if he's got a clean path through, and he's not even got that either, he's just maybe going to try and push this into the gap and hold it and use the 9 and 7. And once again, an opportunity for a jump shot here. Spectredawn battling to get himself back into this match. It's a little sort of mini recovery he's looking for just to get some racks on the board. And he should be okay now. Bedhead's missed a hit. So Spectredawn notches up his second rack. Break goes back to Bedhead. Oh, 3 balls going. Now, what does Bedhead think he can do with this 1 ball? Does he go for the bank? Up and down. He should be on the 2 ball. Well, he's trying to get it dead weight and give it every chance to go in. I don't think that'll go. I think he needed to be a wee bit more assertive there with that shot. Just slightly offline with the bank. And if this, well, it's hit the 6, but it's glanced on the side to give and do Spectredawn a favour there. But it's going to be what looks to be a 4-8 combo. He's just run a wee bit too far. And he needs to be careful here that this 4 ball doesn't tuck behind the 5. That's why he's just padding it in and no more. So Spectredawn's going to have to pot the 6 and probably run around the angles to get out into the table, somewhere in the bottom half of the table, to give him a pot on that 7. And this is, let's have a look. I was going to have a look and see what it was like, but he's played it okay. And Spectredawn is well back into the match now. Can settle down. Only trailing by 1. And with an opportunity, if he can get something on his break. Well, 3 ball has gone in, 8 ball has gone in, and opposite corner pockets in the bottom. And well, he may well go for the bank as well, but this is got to be made, this bank. It's not lined up as a bank. You've got to find a point on that side rail to make the line to get to the middle pocket. That's what he's doing. And he's just not picked it perfect there. And what Bedhead's been left, well, he's obviously got the cut down the rail. He's going to run into the 9. And he's heading away from the 2. He needs to be careful that he doesn't just scratch off that 9, although it's down past the pocket, but he just doesn't know whether he'll get a double kiss or not off this this hitting the 1 ball here. He didn't play the pot. And, well, whatever he has left, there's nothing easy for Spectredawn. This is ugly. Just enough room for the one ball to go, but I mean, look at how he's having to cue. Once again, he's picked it perfect. Straight into the pocket. And I think he might have to force through, yeah. Well, Bedhead's seen his early lead diminish here. Well, he's having a look at the middle pocket, so that's out of the equation. He's gone pretty straight in the 5. That's the issue. And, well, it's another little tester. And it goes. So we're about to be even Stevens again. For the second time in the match since it was 0-0. Spectredawn back on par. Break goes back to Bedhead for rack number 9. 18-15 you're calling it, Semi. Well, couple of balls, but again, not getting that easy one to follow up. But he can put Spectredawn in trouble. And that will do, because he's hampered over the 8. He's going to have to go up to the long rail. It's a reasonable target. The only danger here is if he picks the line to hit that one and gets it slightly wrong, he'd hit the knuckle of the middle pocket here. There is a reasonably big target to hit that one, but he's not got much room to work with, so he's hit it in its right side, which has ended up not a bad result at all. But Bedhead, once again, can just tuck the one away and run for cover down the table here. He could pot the one, but there's no benefit in it. And he's played a poor safety there. He should have been way up the table, and Spectredawn shouldn't have been able to see that one ball. And he might even be enticed into catching that and cutting it in, because he's got what he can see. The one ball is a good guide for cutting it, and he might get lucky and run into the 2 and improve the situation. And he's hit the 2, and it's in play, and he has improved the situation, and he's got a gap between the 5 and 6 to drop to the left rail and get on the 3. Well, that's all come about from a poor safety by Bedhead. There's no way that Spectredawn should have been able to see that one ball, and it could cost him. And it's margins like that you have to nail. He had to get the length on that cue ball there, and again he failed. I've seen a lot of players. I've seen more safeties go way short than they have gone the length, getting that distance. You know, those balls are there to use for cover, but you have to get that object ball thin enough, and then you can get the cue ball travelling away. And well, that's cost Bedhead big time, because it's now cost him the lead. Spectredawn has got himself in front, and he's also stolen that rack off Bedhead's break. And now Bedhead has to respond, and he's got the chance immediately. But it's only going to be an ambitious bank or a half decent safety somewhere. Oh, is that going to hold? Yes, it is. And that's now got him in a strong position. Because again, all the balls, although there's 2 of them on the rails, They're all there. Oh, that might get lucky. And it has done. What a bonus that is for Spectredawn. 2-ball runs into the 9. Drops into the pocket. And, no, the 2-ball, the 1-ball was it? And he's on the 2. Well, this could be painful. Well, he's going to have to travel. And that's now ruined Spectredawn's chances. Just catching the pocket there, and he's hooked behind the 9, and Bedhead can breathe again for a minute. This is again a reasonably good target to hit the 5. Oh, this is not bad. I mean, it's a tight pot into the middle. I mean, the 6-ball does go, and Bedhead's having to just tweak the cue ball a wee bit here to try and just hold over for the 6. He's actually done it too good. He's actually gone too good there on the 6 with that spin, because he wanted to finish sort of here, something like that on the 6. He's gone square, and that's again when you have to start working the cue ball. He's trying to pinch a bit there, and it's, well, that's the first main error that Bedhead's done at the wrong time for him, because it could see him going 2 behind. I think he was 4-1 up at one point there, and he's seen that dwindle away. And the unforced error is going to get punished. Now he needs to either play short to leave this 9 long, or come up to the middle pocket while he's leaving it long. But this, to extend the lead and give a little bit of daylight for Spectredawn. So now Bedhead, everything now turns around. It's all on Bedhead now. He's already made that unforced error. He doesn't want to make that a habit. But he needs a shot. He's got the ball. He's got the shot. And he's probably going to have to run long, because that 2-ball goes no problem. And of course, once the 1-ball goes out the way, the 3's easy enough to get onto, as long as he's got an angle in the 2. But he's going to have to play it long, I think. Now, the usual rules, anything but straight, and that will do nice. But he's got to just get this clean. Cue ball, if it's got enough pace on it, should do the rest. Well, what an important visit this is. Just to make sure that he's letting Spectredawn know that he's going to, well, take the opportunity from his break. Ball in the break, shot in the 1. Can he run out? Just to keep himself in touch. Well, this has got to go around 2 rails. That would be the obvious way, just to get out into the table. Doesn't matter if he's the wrong side of the 6, but it's just the fact that he's running away from the 7. Now this, again, you have to make your mind up straight away what you're doing here. Do you just want to roll the 7 in and roll through for a line behind the 9 for this pocket here? That looks like the simplest shot. you could go right around the corner again and play the 9 into the same pocket. It has to get that cue ball running, and that will do. Had 2 ways to do that there. Chose the second option. But it's a good break and run out for Bedhead. Back to within 1. Break back with Spectredawn in rack number 12. And now this is the perfect situation where Spectredawn's got the lead. He saw Bedhead break and run. Spectredawn's just broke dry, and Bedhead, I think he's going to be slightly awkward here. But, well, I think he's pretty much okay on this 1 ball. He's just going to have to maybe dig into it slightly if he can. Where's he going to play this 2 ball? Is he going to go up the table and play the 2-4 combo? Looks like it. He's a bit short though. And this is difficult. He wanted to be to the left of the 8 ball with a shot, and this is really about picking the line. Well, that's going to get kicked in easy enough. That'll be easy enough to chip in. And Bedhead's chance there has come and gone. Well, he's got himself close to the rail. He's going to have to pick the line and jack up. Looks all too easy the way these balls are sitting right in the middle of the table. Just get the cue ball up the table, either left or right. Oh, he's just going a wee bit short. Spectredawn is going to open that gap again, and it should have been 6-all. Coulda, shoulda, woulda, says Bedhead. Well, there was balls tracking towards pockets, but they deviated. And it's dry, but it's safe, which is the most important thing. Now, if Spectredawn pushes down the table towards us, he'll be in trouble. Well, he's going to have another go at trying to hit that because he's hooked Bedhead. So Spectredawn, sorry, will be put back in. And that's opened up the table, and Bedhead gets his reward. And that was it was a poor push out by Spectredawn because he shouldn't have been pushing down the table, because he would have been in trouble anyway had he not hooked Bedhead behind the 6. Bedhead would have just locked him up there, coming back up the table. And well, it's all about whether Bedhead can hold his nerves and not get into any kind of trouble here, because he has to get it. He can't be throwing away opportunities. He's already thrown away a couple, certainly that last rack. Well, this has gone too straight again. It's ramrod straight, and he's going to, and look at where the cue ball is as well, so that limits his options straight away. He's going to have to try and work something here with this cue ball, and it might scratch. Yeah, that's all from finishing dead straight. And the chance has gone again for Bedhead, and little incidents like that are what's going to make or break the match for him. Any angle but straight would have been fine. He could have worked, whether he was going off the two rails, you know, short rail at the bottom, side rail and running it over to the top right, or if he was just going to run it to the side rail and up to the top right. Either way it would have been fine, but he then had to start manipulating the cue ball with spin, and lo and behold, Spectredawn, with the draw shot and the pace in it, he's rattled the 7, and Bedhead gets another bite at the cherry that he was never going to get. He had more or less conceded the rack there, and he's got a chance to redeem himself from the first sort of major miss by Spectredawn. Yeah, he's gone for the draw with pace to come back into play. Well, this is ending up a very important rack as far as Bedhead's concerned, because he was done and dusted and dead, but from that miss by Spectredawn. Back to within 1. 6 ball is going to hang up. No, it's gone in. But another position where he's going to have to make up his mind what he's going to do here. Well, it's not left anything on, but Bedhead, I mean, the line is to thin that and just try and push it that way and spin the cue ball here up to here. That would be the shot I'd be going for. I would have been thinning it a wee bit more than that, but the end result that Bedhead's got is not bad. And Spectredawn needs that distance. This is a more difficult shot for Bedhead, because obviously he can see the edge of the 1. But can he avoid the traffic to get away from there and get up the table? Because that 1 ball's going to maybe end up as a combo with the 8 ball, the way he's going to hit this. It could just come up the table to the right hand side. Well, he's just hitting it dead weight, and I don't think he's played it too well, because Spectredawn has the pot on, and that's a poor one from Bedhead again. Well, this is another toughie. He's dead straight on the 4. He doesn't want to take too many liberties with this, but he may well have to just try and leave himself as good as he can for this combo in the 5-8. Unless he's trying to Well, he's overhit it. His only other option now would be the bank up and down. And this is threatening to go pear shape here for Spectredawn. And that 9 ball is a bit in the way as well, where the cue ball wants to run. And that's why he's not interested. But what's Bedhead going to do here? He's got a very strong chance of a billiard onto the 8, with the cue ball hitting half ball in the 5, or he could try the thin cut on the 5 ball onto the 8. It looks, well, he looks like banking it. He's got the bank, but he's going to have to dig out another. Now this is a good bank, this 7 ball. This bank goes up and down every day of the week here. It either goes in one or it goes back up the table, but it looks as if he's playing the cut. See, a shot like this, I would never trust reading that angle. I would go for the bank. He needs to get around behind the 9. And he should be all square. Again, he could go a couple of rails here in behind the 9, or just drag it to kill the pace, which he's done. And we are going to be 7 racks all. So the little mini recovery has been completed by Bedhead. And it's Bedhead's break. Ball in the break, couple of balls in the break, and a shot in the 1. And now, well, the way he's playing this 1 ball, he could come down the right hand side. He could end up going near that 7 ball. I mean, I don't think he's got too much angle to tweak. He's playing this with left hand to come trying down past the left hand side of the 3 here. Trying to just angle the cue ball. It's all about the pace. Well, it's the Bedhead cut, I'm afraid. This is a testy one again. And this isn't easy either, this 3 ball. This is at distance. And he needs to just keep in mind what's happening with the cue ball here. Well, I don't think he'll be doing any heroics. Oh, he doesn't want to run too far here. Oh, that was... he had me worried there. It looked as if he was travelling up behind that 8 ball there off the rail. But he's okay. Again, just a stopper here. Or just a dead weight. Got to err on the safety. Just don't do anything daft. But Bedhead is going to regain the lead. Was that a break? That was a break and run there, wasn't it? Pretty certain it was. Now Spectredawn. Well, he's come up dry. And Bedhead has a dodgy starter here, but if he can cut this 1 down the rail, he'll be on the 2, no problem, and everything else is there. This is the one. This shot here is going to decide the rack. As far as Bedhead's concerned, if he can tuck this down the rail, he looks as if he's playing the safety though. Well, I think if that had been Spectredawn, I reckon Spectredawn wouldn't even have thought twice about that. I think he would have went all out for the cut because he was going to be in the 2. But Bedhead, if you're making the decision to play the safety, you have to get the cover, and he has got the job done. The only problem now is, though, from that safety, he's knocked to 5 to block the 2, and that has created a problem for him. So ball in hand. Now have a look at this 2 ball. Let's see how close it is to that 5. See, when you're sitting here with a cue ball, you pot that 2 ball every day of the week. I mean, there's no problem. It goes past the 5, but the line that he's taken, he's trying to disturb something here. Or does he think he can get it from there? Yes, he can. He's just got on it. Well, this is another toughie. He's having to take evasive action on an awkward cut to try and at least see the 3, and he's played that well. That was a good shot. Had to avoid running forward into the 6 and 9 there. The little soft draw shot done the trick. And Bedhead could be 2 in front again. Well, that needs to just slow up, because the further he goes to the rail, the more the cue ball's going to the left when he pots this 5. And he could end up dead close to the 6 here. He's just got to nurse this in dead weight. Any harder than that, he'd have been right behind the 6 ball there. Now, he doesn't want to overhit this. He doesn't want to finish on the short rail at the top. And he doesn't want to finish in the side rail either, if he can help it. How does this look? Well, he's just going to drop this in and no more. Dropping in with a bit of left, I think, just to, if it hits the rail, to check it. Just to stop it running any further this direction. It just catches the rail and pulls up. And the line he's got now is perfect. The cue ball's always going to finish in the 9. So Bedhead has not only recovered the deficit, he's now constructing a lead. And he has the break again, and a ball in the break, but no shot. And look at the table. I mean, it's down to a 1 ball game again. Whoever pots the 1 is winning the rack, or at least it should be. And Bedhead looking for the push out. Now, once again, if you're playing the push out to the bottom of the table here, you're giving your opponent options to lock you up somewhere with all the balls that are up the table there. There's the opportunity to push this 1 ball through and be locked up on something in a minute or 2 here. If that was me, I'd be just pushing it in between the 2 and 5. Give an enticement there to Spectredawn. That's a far better push out. Like that. Okay, you might be put back in, and okay, Spectredawn might go all out for the pot, but you're not leaving anything that is obviously going to put you in serious trouble. And that's a better choice of push out than going up the table. And Spectredawn couldn't resist having a go at it. And Bedhead now has the opportunity to inflict punishment and damage on Spectredawn, and that's the result of a good push out. Spectredawn took the bait, didn't put him back in, but can Bedhead deliver? Oh, this looks a nice pace. If it slows up, he's the wrong side of the 2, but that doesn't matter so much. Now he could go forward. He's looking to dig in. Can he hold this? He might be running over towards the 8. Yeah, he's actually Well, this is another little tester. Let's have a look at that. Oh, it's not bad. Cue ball's running up and down. He doesn't want to run up and down in a straight line though, because he's only going to be heading back towards the 4. He wants to leave it somewhere he can see the 4. Well, he's going to see the 4, and this is the one that could make or break the rack here. And don't forget though, if Bedhead manages to see this through, it's all come about from a good push out. Well, it should be plain sailing now. Plain sailing for a 3 rack lead here to Bedhead. Well, he's just gone dead straight in this. He might just stop this. Unless he's, yeah, I think he couldn't really afford to do anything. But I like the way Bedhead seen the shot that I was talking about, because that was a shot where you at least leave your opponent to see half of the ball, and it was a very difficult pot that he left Spectredawn if he wanted to take it on. Spectredawn could have easily put Bedhead back in and left him his own enticement. Spectredawn chose to go all out, missed the pot. It was such a tough pot, and as a result of that, Bedhead ran the rack, and he got the just rewards for playing a good, sensible push out. And we don't see many of them in a lot of these matches. I've seen a lot of poor push outs asking for trouble, and that's one that everything went right. The opponent took the bait, the opponent missed, and then you come in and you make it painful for them to watch because you end up running the table. It's a win-win situation, that last rack, for Bedhead. And now he's going to have to dig out a combo. Oh, that's a good shot. Now, once again though, this 5 ball is tight. Let's have a close look at that. It's just a millimetre off the rail. He's pretty straight on it. He's going to have to, he's probably going to have to go forward here. And look at where the 8 ball is. He needs to come up past the middle pocket on the left side. Just get enough draw in it. And that, again, is the little stun draw. The one that most players don't work on. And the little stun draw gives you that much better control on your draw shots. And this, a simple 9 ball for a 4 rack lead for Bedhead. And he's in a very good position here now. And again, it's a rack stolen against the break. And that now inflicts more pressure on Spectredawn every visit he gets. And he's going to tie up Bedhead here. Well, there's nothing really tied up here. There's nothing locked up. Spectredawn's actually opened the 6 and the 9 up with that shot there. Bedhead's got that. He might knock the 2 in. No, he hasn't. Thought that was just going to push in. Well, it's going to have to be a little clip onto the 1 and a little chip with the cue ball onto the 2 to knock the 2 in. But is Spectredawn going to have a shot in this 1 ball? Yes, he is. Just and no more. And now the problem starts, because that 3 ball, although it goes, he's not got much margin of error to get a shot on it. And it goes that side as well. He's played the left side. It's tight, but it does go. But again, he's just rolling through, missing the 7. Cue ball's now behind the 4, so he's going to run away from the 5. And now it's fairly straight. Just having to work that cue ball a wee bit more. Oh, this is a problem now. It's a toughie. Hampered over that 9 ball. It always adds to the difficulty of the shot. But again, he's got the pace right here. This is perfect. Perfect angle on the 7. Well, this is going against the break this time, I think, if I'm right in saying. I think it's the break will stay with Spectredawn, I think. I'm sure that was a Bedhead break there. Yes, and right enough. So that's one back there for Spectredawn. Can he capitalise on it with his own break? Well, he's got the first part of it. He's got a ball. He's got a couple, and he's got a shot in the 1. And he can find the gap between the 9 and 3, just across table, with the 2 into the same pocket. Although he's looking at the gap between the 4 and the 9 this side. This is just a slightly more testy shot. Well, it's all going to hinge from the 7 to the 9. And once again, he's where you don't want to be. He's fairly straight. So now, again, it's got to be work on the cue ball. But he's controlled the pace well. That is pretty much on a button, that cue ball. And that is a good break and run for Spectredawn after having stolen the rack from Bedhead. It gets him back to within 2. Bedhead back with the break though. 1 ball goes in. Something else went in. I think it might have been the 5. And Bedhead also a shot in the 2. An immediate response here. Well, the opportunity for 1. 3 ball, plenty of room for it just to squeeze into the middle. And I'm just going to have to get the cue ball into play somewhere over this side. The further over this side, the better, because the 6 ball is adjacent. And that's not it. That is not it. You're just having to nurse it in and no more. Well, this is a bit like a boxing match, these last few racks, because it's blow for blow. Spectredawn stealing one rack and breaking running another one to get back to within 2. Break goes back to Bedhead, and Bedhead's looking odds on for a break and run here to open the lead again. Well, this is turning into a pretty high standard, as was expected from these two. But it's Bedhead with a 3-rack lead, 12 racks to 8. Spectredawn breaking off in rack number 12-9. What the hell rack are we in? 22 or something like that. I'm losing count here. But a ball in the break, the 5 ball's gone. But this time there's no shot. Now he's pushing up the table here. Now there is a shot here for Bedhead. If he can bank that 1 to the rail and find the gap between the 9 and 3, he can get distance and keep the cue ball up the table. He's trying to use the 6, but the line he played that 1 ball on would have more or less found a gap there to come down here. The only thing he's failed on there is not getting a cover behind the 6, but that is a poor one from Spectredawn this time. And the problem ball is the 3 ball. That is just the horrible spot you don't want to see the 3 ball sitting. But Bedhead's got a starter. Now he's going to have to punch the cue ball one way or another if he's going to try and just get to the side rail to be able to play this 3 ball. He's going to have to punch this 2 in, get off the opposite rail and back across. He looks as if he's playing it as hard a stun as he could, and he got there, but that's what caused him to miss the 2. But Spectredawn, although he can see and pot the 2, he's got major travel to be done with the cue ball to get around and have a shot in the 3. Well, he did everything but put the 2 in the hole there. That was a great effort. A great effort with Spectredawn there. I mean, he pretty much got there, and he had to force it at that pace to get the momentum in the cue ball. And the 2 balls done everything but go into the hole. But Bedhead's playing this 3 ball from the wrong side. He would have much rather probably played it from behind it that way, but at least he's not going to hit the knuckle of the pocket. And he just needs to drop it in. And the margins of error are pretty thin between success and failure. I mean, that 2 ball goes in there for Spectredawn, and he's pretty much guaranteed he's going to run the rack. Got himself onto the 3. But he's seeing more than likely the lead being extended to 4 racks again. Bedhead's just He would have much rather been further out into the table there for this 8 ball, but just needs to roll it through and take the 9 in the middle. Bedhead in a very strong position. He leads by 13 racks to 9 in this race to 18 fourth round match. 8 ball goes in. And a shot in the 1. Now, the 1 ball's not the issue. The issue now is the 2 ball, which will go. But in potting this 2 ball, he's got to be deciding where does he want to just try and stun it in and run through the middle of the 3 and 9 to play the 3 back into this pocket. Yeah, that's what he's doing. He didn't really have many more options on, but again, you see the shot. The natural instinct of a player at that level is to see that shot and play it, because that's all you've got on. And just a simple roll through to open the angle to leave him the shot on the 3 ball. Now with this one, again, nothing over ambitious, just go over to the left side, see the 6 and pot it. It's going to be from distance. Well, I think this 7 ball may well be into the middle pocket. If he hits it soft enough, it'll be long into the bottom right, so that's simple enough. And this is just pocket pace, so that if it does just run to the jaws, the momentum will just take it in. And this is now, well, developing into a really tough ask now for Spectredawn. Of course, absolutely nothing he can do unless Bedhead starts making a whole series of mistakes. And he's been pretty solid most of the match, I would say. You know, 1 or 2 errors, but the standard has been very good. And Spectredawn comes to the table and he can't buy a ball in the break, and he may well be in big trouble here in a minute unless Bedhead's going all out for the pot. But he's again played an excellent safety to stack the pressure on his opponent. Good hit. Excellent hit. An excellent result for Spectredawn. That's a cracker. And Spectredawn's hanging on by the skin of his teeth here, because this is not an easy hit for Bedhead. Big gap behind that 1 ball, plenty of room to run behind it. Bedhead's maybe thinking about just nudging something together here to create a problem for Spectredawn. And that's, again, sensible play. The sensible shot is to lock a ball up and at least keep yourself in the rack by doing that. And that's what, well, Spectredawn's immediately tried to break it open. And he's got a shot. Well, he would have been running up the table. He's chosen to lock Bedhead up. Not a difficult hit. Well, I say not difficult, but he's totally misread the line there. And that was another poor one from Bedhead. It wasn't a tall order to hit the 2 ball, but I think he was trying to hit it a certain way to try and keep the cue ball at that end of the table. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt there. So now Spectredawn at the table. trying to get good onto this 4 ball. He's looking at the gap between the 9 and the 5. Well, he's going to have to run forward here. And the problem ball is the 6 ball. And, well, is he going to try and play the combo from that angle, or is he going to push through and lock the cue ball onto the 8? Because that's a given to play that shot. But he's gone all out for the combo, and sometimes, no matter how confident you are at potting, you've just got to wind it in, especially when you're trailing by 5 racks. Not what I would have done. I would have run for cover and ducked behind that 8 ball, pushed the ball through, and it's a gift of an opportunity for Bedhead here. Well, I think Spectredawn's pretty much resigned himself that he's going to lose this match because, well, for a couple of reasons, but the main reason being that Bedhead's in such a strong position now, he would have to literally fall apart at the seams in order for Spectredawn to find a way back into this match, and that seems very remote. And Bedhead immediately can put Spectredawn in further trouble here if he wants to, and he has done. Yeah, he should have locked that cue ball up. The line there was perfect to do it, and he couldn't resist having a go. I think Spectredawn, the best form of attack, best form of defence is attack. Well, he's managed to pull one out there. How's his luck? Not too good, I'm afraid. Oh, well, his luck's getting better. His luck's getting better, and it's gone worse again. He's hooked behind the 3 now. Unbelievable. Oh, dear. Well, you somehow get the impression it ain't going to be your day when you manage to pull off 2 shots and get lucky and then unlucky at the same time. He's pretty much decided he's just going for it now. Take what he can get. And Bedhead is looking very solid. But the thing I talk about all the time is what you bring to the table. What do you bring as your match game? And Bedhead's showed all the facets of it. You know, good potting and winding it in, and whenever the opportunity's there to lock that cue ball up and add the pressure to his opponent, he's done it. And he's reaped the rewards of it. And Bedhead now is going to be within 2 if he just rolls this 9 in. Well, it wiped its feet, but it's gone in. And it's now 16 racks to 9. Which is a huge lead in an alternate break format. Cue ball's going to scratch for Spectredawn, and well, things are going from bad to worse, and the only lifeline here is the fact the 7 ball is locked up. Now, where the 2 ball is, it has to be said that Bedhead could take a liberty here and try and break these open and still likely have a shot in the 2. The 3 ball's over the middle, and that's what he's done. Again, always aware of the opportunity available to break those 2 balls out. The chances of him not having a shot in the 2 were fairly slim, and he's going for broke. Well, I think Bedhead's done about, what, 95% everything right in my book in this match. Very hard to fault him. Extremely strong. Generally very good, sensible play. And that is just very hard to combat, no matter how good you are. Well, it's a testy one here, this. The angle he's got in the 5 to get around the table and have a sight in the 6. He's just going to leave it long. But again, the weight is pretty nigh nailed on. The angle is good on the 6. All the room in the world to get down onto the 7. And anything but straight. Well, that's a tiny slight angle, but he'll probably just roll through to the side rail and out for the 8 up the table. And just don't roll through too far and scratch the middle pocket is the rule here. Yeah, I think Spectredawn's already looked at the one lost side of the bracket to see who he's going to bump into, because this match is over. Bedhead on the hill, 1 away, but he's come up dry. And look at these balls, look at all the places you can hide down the bottom of the table here. Well, Spectredawn is just going all out. He's going to run this cue ball around 3 rails here to come down to the bottom left hand corner. Loads of spin in action. Played it nicely. He's just opening up, letting loose and taking what he can get. If there's a chance he's going for it. No point in hanging back now. Might as well have a go. We'll have a quick look at the bracket just as an update to see how things lie after this result. But it's going to be well, they all end up being big matches. Well, this match is, what, an hour and 24 minutes old. Can Spectredawn prolong it for another few minutes? He's going to run into that 9 ball. And he's used the 9 when he's actually comboed it in as well. That's a little bonus. Well, Spectredawn gets to double figures, but it's an impossible task. All but impossible. Well, he's broke dry. The 1 ball has gone safe. But Bedhead can thin it on the short side of the 1 and get distance. He could use that 7 and 8 ball here if he gets this right. And that's perfect. If it keeps running, if it keeps going, that is very nice. Not a difficult hit, of course, but in fact, just beyond the middle pocket, and he got the hit. Well, the 9 ball now getting ever closer to the corner pocket. 2 balls stuck to the side rail, but it does go past the 4 if he can stun across and cut this one in and get as close to this side rail. He'll have every opportunity to finish the match here. Couldn't have played it any better. Just a little roll through. He needs to roll through. Well, I think he's avoiding to roll through. He's looking to try and stun out. Well, a big draw to stun out. That'll do. Still the wrong side of the 3 ball though. Always about angles. You get the right angle every time. You should be just joining the dots from one ball to the next ball. So he's just going to have to do something here with the cue ball. Looking to go forward to check it off that rail just to come back the opposite direction to give him the line on the 4. Now what does he want to do here? Does he want to come forward and down to play the 5 from the bottom end of the table, or is he content to have a go at the 5-9? He could go forward and down the bottom here if he wanted. It looks as if he's going to come across. No, he is coming down. Now this is the one he has to be careful of, because that angle he has in the 5, he doesn't want to meddle with that left middle pocket here. He doesn't want to meddle with the 7 ball either. If he can avoid either of those, he should be on the 6. And he's just caught the 7. He's still got a bedhead cut in the 6. And, well, depends on the pace he plays this at. If he drops it in dead weight, he'll be playing the 7 into the middle. But if he hits it and comes up the table to safety, he's going to be playing the 7 long. Well, this is a testy one. This is another big ask. And in it goes. Well, another fancy little cut into the middle, or into the corner by the look of it. This, and he'll be home and dry. Well, maybe not. Maybe I spoke too soon. Look at the cue ball. Well, it's the reverse bank. 9 times out of 10 you get this. Is he trying to thin it in? No, reverse bank is on here. The cross bank anyway. Should go in every day of the week. Yeah. Well, Bedhead, a very strong performance from him. And if he keeps up that standard, he's going to be trouble for anybody. That's an 18 racks to 10 win for Bedhead. Very solid all the way through. And Spectredawn just could not match him. He did his best to match him in the middle of the match, but then it just ran away in the end. Very good win for Bedhead. So, a quick look at the bracket. Let's just get this thing updated. So Bedhead is now through to round 5. And he is waiting on the winner of Billy Big Rigger and Bankster. Well, Bedhead must fancy his chances there. He'll be the strong favourite to beat whoever he plays in that next match. The problem is at the top end of the bracket, because Cobra's already there and he's waiting on the winner of Mal against Albinario, and that is a tough call. So we're going to have a big tie coming up. We've got a big enough tie between Albinario and Mal, but the winner on that top end of the bracket is going to through to play Cobra. So that's something to look forward to. There's some cracking matches coming up. But, well, that match we've just seen tops last night's match. I mean, last night's match was a neck and neck one, but the standard wasn't as high as what it was in this match, especially from Bedhead. That was excellent. Well played by Bedhead. And Spectredawn, well, there's not much you can say. He didn't really do that much wrong. Just the way the balls go for you. But Spectredawn is now in that one loss side. Now, where is he? Well, Cheeky Chico's there at the bottom half, so let's have a quick look up top. We'll get that match in a couple of days' time with Shibo and Semi-Pro. Where's Spectredawn gone to? Have I gone past him? Why can't I see Spectredawn on the one loss side? Right, somebody tell me what I'm doing wrong here. Oh, there he is. I couldn't see him for looking at him. There he's there. So he's going to have a long wait before his next match. Snake Eyes is waiting to play the winner of Jose and Jeeves, and the deadline for that's the 18th. So Spectredawn's got plenty of time. Yeah, probably have. I did pass it twice. So Spectredawn's got a good wait before his next match. He can get more practice in. But it's a long way to go, especially in that one loss side. And of course, there's going to be some heavy artillery coming over from the winner's side as well. So these matches are in the future, whenever they are. If they're at a decent time, I'll hopefully get them. So in the meantime, guys, I am going to go and get something to eat. Going to have a break. Thank you for your company. Hopefully you can join us again for a couple of these big matches coming up. If you can't get them and I'm there, then you can always watch them on my YouTube channel. So until we meet again, stay safe, take care, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you again soon.